Shalom, dear friends. Today I want to speak with you about one of humanity's most profound and enduring questions. What is true love? In our modern world, we are bombarded with countless definitions. Romantic comedies tell us one story, social media another, and popular culture yet another. But tonight, I invite you to journey back thousands of years to discover what the ancient Jewish sages taught about this most fundamental human experience. The wisdom of our sages, preserved in the Talmud, Midrash, and the writings of great Jewish philosophers, offers us a vision of love that is both timeless and urgently needed in our contemporary world. This is not simply romantic sentiment or fleeting emotion, but a deep understanding of what it means to truly love another human being. Let me begin with a teaching that may surprise you, perhaps even challenge you. The great sage, Rabbi Eliyahu Dessler, in his work Miktav Me'Eliyahu, makes a revolutionary statement. True love is not about what you feel, it's about what you give. In Hebrew, the word for love is ahava, which shares the same root as the word hav, meaning to give. This is not a coincidence. The sages understood that authentic love emerges from the act of giving, not from the desire to receive. Think about this carefully. In modern culture, we often say, "I love you because you make me happy," or "I love you because of how you make me feel." But the Jewish sages would say this is backwards. This is need, this is desire, this is dependency, but it is not yet love. Rabbi Dessler explains it this way. When you invest in something, when you give to something, your heart becomes attached to it. A person who builds a house with their own hands will love that house more than one who simply purchases it completed. A gardener who tends their plants daily will care for them more deeply than someone who merely enjoys their beauty. The same is true with human relationships. The more you give of yourself, your time, your energy, your care, your attention, the more your heart becomes genuinely attached to that person. Love grows through giving. This teaching transforms our understanding completely. It means that love is not something that happens to you, like catching a cold. Love is something you do, something you choose, something you build through countless acts of giving and care. To understand the Jewish vision of true love, we must return to the very beginning, to the Garden of Eden. The Torah tells us that God created Adam, the first human being. But then God says something remarkable. Lo tov heyot ha'adam levado. It is not good for the human to be alone. God then creates Eve, and Adam exclaims in recognition, "This time, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh." The Midrash offers a beautiful interpretation. Originally, Adam was created as a single being with two faces, male and female united. God then separated them, creating two distinct individuals. According to this teaching, man and woman were originally one, and in finding their life partner, they are seeking to reunite what was once whole. But here's the crucial insight. The sages don't mean this literally. They're teaching us that true love is about finding someone who completes you, not because you are incomplete or deficient, but because together you can achieve something neither could achieve alone. The Hebrew term for one's intended life partner is bashert, which literally means destined. But more beautifully, a spouse is called Ezer Kenegdo, a helper opposite. This paradoxical phrase contains profound wisdom. Your beloved is your helper, someone who supports, strengthens, and elevates you, but they are also opposite you, someone who challenges you, who sees the world differently, who pushes you to grow beyond your current limitations. True love, according to the sages, is not about finding someone exactly like you, who agrees with everything you say and think. It's about finding someone who can be your partner in growth, who can challenge you lovingly, who can help you become more than you currently are. In the book of Genesis, we encounter one of the Torah's greatest love stories, Jacob and Rachel. The Torah tells us that Jacob worked 7 years to earn the right to marry Rachel, and they seemed to him like a few days because of his love for her. Think about that. 7 years of difficult labor felt like mere days. The commentator Rashi notes something fascinating. When Jacob first meets Rachel, he weeps. Why? The Midrash explains that Jacob had a prophetic vision. He saw that he would not be buried beside Rachel. Even in the moment of their meeting, he was already grieving their eventual separation. This teaches us that true love contains within it an element of eternity, a recognition that this connection transcends the temporal world. The Kabbalists teach that Jacob didn't simply fall in love with Rachel's physical beauty or her pleasant personality. He recognized her soul. He saw in her a spiritual partner, someone whose soul complemented his own, someone with whom he could fulfill his unique mission in the world. This is the difference between infatuation and love. Infatuation focuses on surface qualities, beauty, charm, status, wealth. These things fade, change, and disappoint. But true love, according to the sages, is a recognition of the divine spark within another person. It is seeing not just who they are now, but who they are capable of becoming. It is loving their eternal soul, not just their temporary form. The Talmud, ever practical, doesn't just give us poetry about love. It gives us concrete guidance for building lasting relationships. In Tractate Yevamot, the Talmud states, "A man should always be careful about the honor of his wife, for blessing is found in a man's house only on account of his wife." Notice the wisdom here. Honor, respect, dignity, these are the foundations of love in action. The great sage Rav taught, "A man should eat and drink less than his means allow, clothe himself according to his means, and honor his wife and children beyond his means." Why? Because expressing honor and care for your beloved is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is the oxygen that keeps love alive. The Talmud also teaches us about the importance of peace in the home. Shalom Bayit. Rabbi Meir would give public lectures every Friday evening. One woman attended regularly, but one night she came home later than usual. Her husband, angry, refused to let her return home until she spit in Rabbi Meir's face. When Rabbi Meir heard about this, he pretended to have an eye ailment and asked the woman to spit in his eye to cure him. She did so and was thus able to return home. The students were shocked. "Master, how could you allow yourself to be degraded?" Rabbi Meir responded, "Is my honor greater than that of God? God allows his holy name to be erased in water to bring peace between husband and wife." This story teaches us that ego is the enemy of love. True love requires humility, the willingness to set aside pride for the sake of peace and harmony. The sages understood that in relationships, being right is less important than being kind, that winning an argument is less valuable than preserving connection. Judaism doesn't speak of marriage as a contract, but as a covenant, a brit. What's the difference? A contract is a business arrangement. I give this, you give that. If you fail to deliver, the contract is void. A covenant is something altogether different. A covenant is an unbreakable bond, a commitment that transcends circumstances, conditions, and feelings. The paradigmatic covenant in Judaism is the one between God and the Jewish people at Mount Sinai. And significantly, the prophets often describe this covenant using the language of marriage. God is depicted as the faithful husband, Israel as the bride. Even when Israel strays, God's love remains constant, calling the people back, offering forgiveness, refusing to abandon the relationship. This is the model for human love that the sages offer us. Love as covenant means commitment beyond convenience. In the Jewish wedding ceremony, the groom gives the bride a ring and says, "Behold, you are consecrated to me with this ring according to the law of Moses and Israel." The Hebrew word for consecrated is mekudeshet, which comes from the root kadosh, meaning holy or set apart. In marriage, you are setting this person apart, declaring that your relationship with them is unique, exclusive, and sacred. True love, according to this vision, is not about having warm feelings every day. It's about choosing every day to honor the covenant you've made. It's about staying committed even when it's difficult, even when feelings fluctuate, even when life brings challenges. The sages knew what modern psychology has confirmed. Feelings follow actions more than actions follow feelings. If you act lovingly, if you give, if you honor, if you serve, the feelings of love will grow and deepen. But if you wait until you feel like it before acting lovingly, you may wait forever. One of the most beautiful teachings about love comes from the Hasidic tradition. The Baal Shem Tov taught that God sends you your life partner not just for companionship, but for spiritual growth. Your spouse is your mirror, reflecting back to you the areas where you need to grow, change, and improve. This transforms how we view conflict in relationships. The sages understood that disagreements and difficulties are not signs that you've chosen the wrong person. Rather, they are opportunities for growth, invitations to become more patient, more understanding, more humble, more giving. Rabbi Abraham Isaac Kook wrote, "The essence of love is not the relationship to the other, but the relationship to yourself through the other." True love teaches you who you really are. It reveals your selfishness so you can overcome it. It exposes your impatience so you can develop patience. It shows you your limitations so you can transcend them. This is why the sages taught that marriage is one of the greatest spiritual practices. It's easy to be kind, patient, and loving in a weekend workshop or on a meditation retreat. But try being consistently kind, patient, and loving with the person who knows all your flaws, who sees you at your worst, who challenges your every defense mechanism. That's the real work of spiritual growth. In this sense, true love is not about finding someone perfect. It's about finding someone whose imperfections are compatible with yours, someone you're willing to grow alongside, someone who will challenge you to become your best self. Central to Jewish ethics is the concept of hesed, often translated as loving kindness. Hesed is love expressed through action, through concrete deeds of care and compassion. The Talmud tells us that the world stands on three pillars: Torah, study, avodah, service, and gemilut hasadim, acts of loving kindness. Notice that loving kindness is not optional, it's foundational to reality itself. What does hesed look like in a loving relationship? It's bringing your spouse a cup of tea without being asked. It's listening with full attention when they've had a difficult day. It's remembering the small things that matter to them. It's choosing your words carefully so as not to wound. It's giving them space when they need solitude and closeness when they need connection. The sages understood that grand romantic gestures are easy. It's the daily, unglamorous acts of kindness that sustain love over decades. It's taking out the garbage without complaint. It's changing a diaper at 3 a.m. It's biting your tongue when you're frustrated. It's saying thank you for things that might seem routine. Rabbi Nachman of Breslov taught, "The day you were born is the day God decided the world could not exist without you." If you truly love someone, you treat them with this recognition that they are irreplaceable, that their existence is a gift, that they deserve your utmost kindness and respect. Dear friends, as we conclude, let me share with you one final teaching. The sages note that in the Song of Songs, the great biblical love poem, there is a recurring refrain. "I adjure you, daughters of Jerusalem, do not awaken or arouse love until it is desired." What does this mean? The commentators offer many interpretations, but here is one. Love is not something you fall into passively. Love is something you choose to awaken, something you decide to pursue, something you commit to building. In our contemporary world, we've been sold a fantasy that love should be effortless, that the one will complete you automatically, that if you have to work at it, something must be wrong. The ancient wisdom of the Jewish sages offers us a radically different vision. True love is not found, it is built. It is built through daily choices to give rather than take. It is built through acts of kindness and honor. It is built through commitment that transcends feeling. It is built through seeing and cherishing the soul of another human being. It is built through humility, patience, and growth. This is harder than the fantasy, but it is also infinitely more real, more satisfying, and more enduring. The Jewish sages understood that true love is not a feeling that makes life easy. It is a commitment that makes life meaningful. It is not about finding someone who makes you happy. It is about being someone who brings blessing to another. It is not about being completed by another person. It is about completing each other through shared purpose and mutual growth. As you leave here tonight, I invite you to reflect. Are you ready to build true love? Are you ready to give rather than merely receive? Are you ready to honor your covenant even when it's difficult? Are you ready to see the divine soul in another human being? If so, then you are ready to discover what the sages have known for millennia, that true love is not the end of the journey, it is the beginning. It is the doorway to becoming your best self, to touching the eternal, to partnering with the divine in bringing more light and blessing into this world.